The only dinner rules you will ever want to make ever again. Shall we give this another go? All right, grab your apron and let's get to baking. Shall we try this again? I'm gonna go into a much more in-depth tutorial about these rules, and I'm not gonna leave any instructions out this time, I promise. Okay, first of all, we're starting with a half a cup of warm milk, 100 to 110 degrees. To that milk, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of instant yeast. This is the yeast that I use, okay? 3 tablespoons into your milk. 3 tablespoons of yeast is in my milk. I have 3/4 cup of sugar that I have reserved for my dough. I'm gonna take a teaspoon out of that and just add that to my yeast and milk mixture, and I'm gonna go ahead and give this a stir a little bit, okay? A lot of comments about the amount of yeast I used in my last video. Listen, if you guys wanna try to cut back the yeast, that's totally fine. This, in fact, is 3 tablespoons of yeast. A lot of comments saying, I don't need to proof my yeast. Why would I have to do that? It's instant. It's just assurance for me. I want to know that yeast is in fact active. So that's why I do it. You do you though, okay? Now, let's go ahead and get our flour and sugar ready. I use King Arthur's unbleached all-purpose flour. Depending on the brand of flour that you use and the amount of protein in it, it could differ a little bit. I'm going to start with 4 cups of flour in my bowl of my stand mixer. People ask, are you scooping? Are you leveling? I'm just gonna show you. This, guys, this is a good kitchen. If you buy your flour in bulk and it's hard to store, this is like a dog food container. It was brand new, don't worry. Dog food was never in here. I just simply go ahead and fluff my flour a little bit with my measuring cup. I get a scoop, level it off. That's how I do mine. In the bowl of the stand mixer, 4 cups. Now, along with my flour in my stand mixer, I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of that 3/4 cup of sugar. Remember, I took a teaspoon out for my yeast mixture. I'm gonna add that and a teaspoon of just plain old table salt. I just go ahead and turn on my stand mixer just to mix those ingredients. I gotta plug it in first. All right, now that we can see clearly that our yeast is alive and she's ready to go, she's ready, all right? I have here 6 tablespoons of melted, salted, cooled butter. If you put this butter in that yeast mixture too quickly before it's cooled, it is in fact going to kill your yeast. So you have to make sure that this is completely cooled. Got me? All right. Here I have a half a cup of pineapple juice. I just use pineapple tidbits or whatever, whole pieces of pineapple in pineapple juice. I love the pineapple, so I eat it afterwards. 2 eggs, I want you to scramble in here, okay? 1, 2. Go ahead and give those a scramble for me. Now I'm gonna pour the butter, the pineapple, and the eggs right into my yeast mixture and give that a mix. And I'll show you what this looks like. It looks a little sus, I'm not gonna lie. Just give that a good mix, okay? Now, what I'm gonna have you do next is I want you to slowly, with your stand mixer on about 2, just slowly incorporate this. My mixer has been going on a speed of 5 for about 3 minutes. I just want to show you what this dough is going to look like. It is very sticky still, all right? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to scrape down my sides. Let me find I'm just going to scrape down my sides a little bit and I'm just going to stick with it. Go for another 2 to 3 minutes. As that gluten develops, guys, this is going to become less sticky, so just stick with it here. Okay, my dough mixed for 6 minutes total. This is gonna be a little bit of a sticky dough, guys. You're gonna need like a bench scraper, a rubber spatula, spoon, whatever you have. Just scrape down your sides. This is my dough, okay? Can you see that? It's not sticking to my hands, but it is still sticking to the side of the bowl a little bit. That's perfect. What I want you to do now is just go ahead and put some oil in a bowl for me and spread that all around. Now my bowl is well oiled. I just used some avocado oil. You can use whatever oil you want. Let's just go ahead and scrape this into the bowl. It's gonna need a little coaxing, I promise, guys, it's fine. So I, in fact, only used 4 cups of flour in this. I did not have to add any more. It needs to be a wet dough. And when that first rise is done, that bulk rise, you're gonna see it's not this sticky anymore. So I just plopped it in there. I'm going to tightly cover this in cling wrap. I like to proof my dough on top of my stove with my hood range light on. Just keep it in the warmest spot in your house, draft free. So let's go ahead and get this covered, and we'll check in about an hour and see where we're at. You're gonna have to ignore the music. My son's playing with his Tony. He's running around dancing. Now my dough is doubled in size. I have a 9 by 13, generously buttered all the way up to the sides. I'm just gonna simply, let me show you. I have no, I don't weigh these out to get the perfect size. See how less sticky that dough is, guys? Just pop that out, and I like to cut it in 5 different sections and make 3 balls out of each section, okay? Yes, honey. And you know what, you can go back, if they're not all in the perfect size, you can go back and, you know, add some to some and take some away from the other. So I just tuck its ends underneath it, and there you go. Just go ahead and do that with all of them and place them in your 9 by 13. All right, I like to go ahead and just oil the top of my cling wrap that I'm gonna cover this with at this stage. And then go ahead and cover those tightly and let them rise for a second time. Second rise usually is about 45 minutes. So keep watch, you just want them to double in size. My rolls have doubled beautifully. I have just 1 egg, a tablespoon of milk, and a tablespoon of butter, all mixed here, and I'm just going to brush the tops of these. And then we're gonna go ahead and get it in the oven at a preheated 350 degrees, and we're gonna bake for 22 to 25 minutes until golden brown and beautiful, okay? Let me bake these off and I'll come show you. All right, look at my rolls. Oh, let me just give you a close-up, guys. I don't know how much more I can, or how much better I can explain these. They're beautiful. I've already brushed a little bit of butter. I'm just gonna go ahead and just a little bit of melted butter. They were in my oven for 24 minutes. And I would love nothing more than to break into one of these rolls for you and show you the inside. But I'm hosting 15 people for dinner tonight, 18 people. Anyways, I need these rolls, so I cannot eat one right now. I apologize. I will try to remember to get a shot of me eating one when it comes time. So there we have it. I hope this fixes a lot of the mistakes that were made, and thanks for being here, and we'll see you soon.